Hello students, welcome back. So in this session, I'm going to be talking about descriptive statistics. I'm going to be focusing on mean, median, mode, and percentile. So first thing you want to do is import your NumPy as NP. I imported my NumPy. Let's calculate the mean. So let's say this is the data given to you. This could be anything. This could be the monthly sales data and maybe given to you in thousands. So the first thing I'm doing, I'm printing my array and I'm also printing my number of elements. So let me comment this thing out and run the cell. And there you go. So the number of elements over here is 12. So you can actually count, it's 12. All right, now let's say you want to calculate the mean. So NumPy provides you an inbuilt method called mean, and you just pass in the array in here, and that's going to calculate your mean value. In this case, the answer is 18.58. By the way, if you do not know how to calculate mean, that's easy. You just basically taking these numbers. Let's say you're taking 12, 15, 14, 13. You're just adding them all together. 12 plus 15 plus 14. Okay, you just add them all together all the way up to 23 plus 23. Okay, and then you divide by the total number of elements you have. In this case, my total number of elements is 12, so I divide by 12, and the answer will come out to be 18.58 approximately. And this is how you get this answer right here. Okay, so this is your mean. Then you sometimes you may need median. So if you remember how we calculate the median, is we would actually arrange our data in a sorted manner right here, and then we would find the middle element. So in this case, there are 12 elements over here. So because there are 12 elements, the middle element in this case is going to be the element at position 6 and position 8, which would be this right here. Okay, so these two are my middle elements. So in this case, the median is going to be the average of these two numbers. So average of 17 and 18 would be 17 plus 18 divided by 2, and the answer is 17.5. So this is how you get 17.5. NumPy gives you an inbuilt method called median that will print out the median of that array. Median generally are used in house prices or income when you're looking at income distribution. Okay, now let's say you want to calculate the minimum. So you have an array and you want to find the minimum of that the minimum value that's present inside that array. Well, you can do that too with NumPy. Let's run this, and in this case, I'm printing my array first, and then I'm printing the minimum. So there is a min argument, a min inbuilt method, and you just pass in the R, which is array, and that's going to give you the minimum. In this case, the minimum is 10. So you can check over here, that's the smallest number that you're going to find. Maybe you also want to know the position of the smallest number, where the position is, the index of that position, of that minimum of the smallest element. You can do that too. There's a arg min inbuilt method. So when I run this, that's going to give me the index of the smallest number. In this case, the index is 4. Well, you can verify that. Just come over here. Remember, your index always starts with 0. So this is your 0, this is your 1, this is your 2, this is your 3, and this is your 4. So this is my index 4. This always starts with index 0. And you can see the answer is 4. Okay, maybe you want to find the maximum. You can do that too, just like for minimum, there's a max method, right? The inbuilt method. Okay, and then you can also print out the argument. In other words, the index of the largest element. If I run this, that's going to give me the index too. So in this case, the largest element is 35, and you can see that it's right here. 35 is the largest element. It prints out the largest from this line of code. And if you want to find out the index, you use this inbuilt method, and that's going to give you the index. So you start with this. This is my 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is my index 7. And this is how you get 7. So this is the position you can find out of the largest element. Okay, what about percentile? Well, you can also do that too. So let's say you want to find percentile of a data. So if you remember, percentile basically is the point on your data set such that for example, let's look at 25 percentile. So 25 percentile would refer to a data point, okay, such that 25% of your data is going to be less than that. So in this case, I sort my data first. Okay, I'm printing my data, and I want to find out the 25th percentile. In other words, I want to find out the position. I want to find out where in this data there is a point such that 25% of my data is less than that. And the answer is 13.75. And the way you do is you call this inbuilt method called percentile, you pass in your array, and you specify your percentile number over here. In this case, the answer is 13.75. In other words, if you look over here, uh, just 13.75 will fall somewhere over here. So this right here is my 25% of my data. Okay, 13.575 falls over here. All right, and now let's say you want to find out the mode. The mode is the most frequent items. So a use case of mode would be, for example, product reviews. You want to find the most common rating, or voting system. You want to determine the most popular choice, or health surveys. You want to identify the most frequently reported symptoms, or even transportation. You want to find the most common route or the time taken. So NumPy does not have a direct inbuilt function for mode. But what we can do, we can use these NumPy functions in order to calculate the mode. So let's say this is your data right here, and you want to find out the most common occurring number over here. This could be rating of a let's say customer rating. Okay, so in this case, I'm just calling np.unique data. I'm saying return counts equal true, so I know how many of them each is present. Then I'm using my I'm using mode value, and I'm using this np.argmax. And what this does is going to return the count or the index of the count that has the maximum value. So if I print this count over here, let me just show you. If I print my count, okay, count, let's run this. So see, my count is 1, 5, 4, 3, 2. So it's telling me the count for 1 is 1. Okay, the count for 2 is 5. There are 5 twos. How many threes are there? Well, there are 4 threes. How many fours are there? There are 3 fours. And how many fives are there? There's only 2 fives. Okay, that's what that is. So you can see how many fives are there. There's 1 and there's 2. Only 2 fives are there. Okay, so this gives me the count, and then I want to know the index of the count, in index of the largest element in here, and the largest element is 5. So index in this case is 2. So my mode value in this case, it prints out is 2 right here, because this is index 2. This is index 2, right? Okay, so this is how you can calculate your mode. So in this case, you can check the number that is appearing the most frequent is 2. You can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so also by the way, package stat, it also has an inbuilt method called mode. You can use that directly. So in this case, I'm just calling my array. Okay, I'm specifying I'm passing my array inside the mode, and I'm saying keep dimension equal to true. Then I'm printing my mode. In this case, my mode is 4 for this particular data set. And I'm also printing the count, like how many of fours are present over here. And it tells me 5 of them. All right, gentlemen, thank you.